It additionally didn't. Amused stay home for peace. Joan Baez two-shirt insula paper was not peer-reviewed and appeared first within the instances. The DLPFC, then again, has a way more coherent literature and has been persistently related to impulse management. Sufferers affected by mind lesions help the scanning outcomes. That's why I felt comfy echoing the assertions and interpretations of the scientists, who argue that the musicians have been certainly inhibiting their inhibitions earlier than partaking in improv. However, that there are additionally loads of nicely completed research. We shouldn't throw out the child with the tub water. You additionally quibble with my hypothesis that human creativity is slightly distinctive. Effectively, go searching. We have now remade this world of ours. For higher or worse. We amused stay home for peace. Joan Baez two-shirt dwells totally surrounded by our personal innovations. At the very least, this means that human thoughts are doing one thing a little bit completely different than each different form of thought that mentioned. In the case of pop science, the hypothesis must be acknowledged for what it's so that readers are usually not misled. Someday, we might be able to make definitive statements about completely different sorts of creativity and the connection between creativity and intelligence. It's simply that in the case of these concepts and the science behind them, we're nonetheless in a messy, thrilling part of the uncertainty. He undoubtedly has a predisposition to get caught up in romantic tales melting science and artwork, which makes for vital and enjoyable hypotheses. However, these mustn't move for absolute truth. You're proper. The ought to perceive his duty to current truth slightly than fantasy when dabbling within the realm of standard science journalism. The place a largely uninformed, however voracious viewers lies in wait. And we don't imply to argue that hypothesis isn't essential in each science and science writing. It's massively essential software for wrestling with concepts. Darwin's principle of evolution began as a hypothesis and has proved a useful solution to perceive the pure world. Amused stay home for peace. Joan Baez two-shirt, tank top, V-neck, sweatshirt and hoodie, tank top, sweatshirt, hoodie, V-neck. It's doable. That one of amused stay home for peace. Joan Baez two-shirt play right here. Or that one of many different areas the researchers noticed being activated or deactivated is intimately concerned on this inventive course of. The purpose we have been making an attempt to make is that any conclusions are speculative and to counsel in any other case is deceptive. As for the broader level of fMRI analysis, we after all don't dismiss all localization research, nor suggest that in our evaluation. And we weren't evaluating Lindstrom's reckless use of an fMRI machine to peer-reviewed papers by precise scientists. However, any fMRI localization examination faces comparable interpretation issues. You're appropriate. There's no cause to throw out the child with the bathwater. Sadly, we imagine that research resembling this one you cite is too speculative, intensely fascinating. The commenter above, for instance, appears to latch onto the concept amphetamines and creativity are conclusively linked. This commenter, in different phrases, this amused stay home for peace. Joan Baez two-shirt fMRI examination of jazz improvisation is fascinating and will result in better perception sooner or later. However, its speculative conclusions fall into the class of bathwater. As for dopamine and amphetamines, we agree that there's a stable physique of analysis that exhibits amphetamines have an effect on dopamine exercise in midbrain neurons. In reality, one in every one of us, Tim, spent a number of months instantly observing the physiological responses of midbrain dopamine neurons to medication resembling amphetamine in graduate faculty. However, you'll discover that our evaluation doesn't give attention to amphetamines. The actual drawback we have been making an attempt to light up is the logical leap from dopaminergic exercise, drug-induced or in any other case, to the extraordinarily complicated cognitive phenomenon of discovering the world intensely fascinating. Neuroscience can't weigh in there. But it's not even clear, scientifically, how we would outline other products.